Hi everybody, I'm Jamie and I have Sjogren's disease, and today I wanted to talk more in depth about dry eyes and dry mouth and the fact that Sjogren's disease is minimized by dry eyes and dry mouth. You also might be a little confused as to whether you have dry eyes and dry mouth. When I was first diagnosed, that was, of course, you Google and that's what you see, so you think that's all this disease is, and it is not just about dry eyes, dry mouth. In fact, 20% of people with Sjogren's disease do not experience what they call sicca. That's S-I-C-C-A, which is the word basically for dry eyes and dry mouth. I'm not a doctor, so my medical terminology is not going to be the best, but I'm just trying to do my best and help you and all of us try to understand this disease, especially because so many doctors seem to not and sort of tell their patients, oh, it's just dry eyes, dry mouth, no big deal. So let's talk more about what that looks like. What is dry eyes? I mean, I grew up kind of like itchy eyes. My vision got worse over time. There's so many symptoms that come along with dry eyes. Some people, they wake up and their eyelids are stuck to their eyeballs. I know for me, I am very susceptible to brightness. I have to wear sunglasses at all times. So light sensitivity is a big one. A lot of patients say they have light sensitivity and sensitivity to like fans, air conditioning, vents. When I'm in the car, I can't have the AC right on my eyes. When I'm in bed, I do not like a fan on. It dries my eyes out. You can have vision, blurry problems. It can kind of seem like there's a film over your eye at sometimes. Some people stop producing tears and have to use any kind of moisture, so they're using eye drops a lot just to get through the day. There's just so many things that can come along with dry eyes and dry mouth. There's even more that goes along with dry mouth. Dry mouth, one of the biggest symptoms, other than obviously this like cotton mouth experience. I'm addicted to water. It has to be around me at all times. I will actually even gag in the mornings, especially. I'll gag if I don't have water next to me. It's essential that I have it or I almost panic. I didn't realize that I was overcompensating for dry mouth. Over the years and decades, I just thought I drank a lot of water like my grandma did. But my mom has Sjogren's, my aunt has Sjogren's, so I'm pretty suspicious my grandmother, who has passed away, did as well. And we will never know about family history because Sjogren's is such a new autoimmune disease. There's not a lot of family history that would point to a definite diagnosis. So dry eyes, teeth decay. I spent so much money on these darn teeth, and periodontal disease, bad breath, all kinds of things can come with dry mouth. But typically you're gonna see a lot of tooth decay. So from here back, it's pretty much all crowns for me. I could go to the dentist and take really good care of my teeth, and I could have 6 or 8 cavities at a time. And one time I cried I needed 6 crowns. And I was like, first of all, how am I gonna afford that? And second of all, who wants to go through that? Everyone hates the dentist. No one loves the dentist. So mouth sores. When I was a teenager, and this is how I can trace my Sjogren's back to childhood, I would have dozens of canker sores at a time. You can get sores, mouth sores, ulcers, dry lips. Your lips can swell. If you ever get these cuts, it almost feels like paper cuts in the corner. It's from dry mouth. A lot of people, unfortunately, have trouble swallowing. It can affect your esophagus. So people can, and some people actually have to get their esophagus stretched because of their dry mouth. It can get pretty severe. You may have problems eating, even anything dry, like a cracker. You can have abnormal taste buds. I just saw on my Facebook groups recently people talking about things being too salty or too bitter when other people are not experiencing these things, eating the same foods. This can affect your nose too, your smelling. No one even really talks about dry nose, but you can get sores in your nose. Have smelling issues, either things don't smell correct, or you can smell too intensely, or not at all. It's just so all over the place, right? People can get fungal infections in their mouth. There's just so many, like with each category of Sjogren's, there can be 10 15, 20 subcategories that it can explain what that actually is. So dry eyes and dry mouth can be, it's kind of vague, but it can be so many different symptoms and ailments just in those two things. If your doctor minimizes Sjogren's disease and tells you it's just about dry eyes or dry mouth, I would get a new doctor, or at least educate them yourself if they're open and willing to. You know, I highly recommend they read this, which probably most won't put the time into it. Hopefully you have a rheumatologist that understands Sjogren's really well. But dry eyes, dry mouth is just the distinguishing factor. It's the thing that makes us stand out from, say, rheumatoid arthritis or scleroderma or lupus patients. Because we have, most of us, 80% of us have sicca. So dry eyes, dry mouth is sort of this thing that is specific to Sjogren's. But don't let any doctor tell you that's all it is, because it's systemic, it's musculoskeletal. We have aches, pains, joint problems, muscle problems, extreme fatigue. There's so many organs that can be affected. Our endocrine systems are, I mean, the list just goes on and on and on and on. So I highly recommend, I have another YouTube that I did on the top 10 ailments. I will be doing another one on more extensive on all the ailments that could possibly be, and there's so many, and that's one of the reasons why it could be so hard to diagnose, right? Write your symptoms down, write your ailments down if you're having a problem getting a diagnosis, and you don't want to go in for isolated things. You may not even realize you have an autoimmune disease, or someone you know may not realize it because they're going to the doctor for A or B or C and not writing it all down, which was one of my issues in getting a diagnosis sooner, was I just was going in for specific things. So anyway, if you were having a problem distinguishing whether you not have dry eyes or dry mouth, it's not just this dryness, it's all the things that come along with the dryness. So I hope this was helpful for any of you out there, because when I first read dry eyes and dry mouth, I just was like, oh, I think maybe, yeah, I mean, but I didn't realize how all-encompassing dry eyes and dry mouth was, and how many of those symptoms I actually had for dry eyes, dry mouth. So hopefully this helps. Remember, you don't have to have dry eyes, dry mouth. Only, 80% of us do have sicca, but not all of us. So please keep on keeping on, and I wish you guys all the best of health. I'll see you soon. Bye.